So I have sat down, I have now planned, I have my annual budget. I'm looking at it. What's the next thing?
So thank you, Mercy. Whenever you get money, we said you split it, spread it, do everything. But then, as you've just told us, that there are sometimes you get in some contracts and you're able to earn more than you even expected or more than your essential needs. The fact that you are now not in formal employment does not mean you stop saving, you stop investing. Just like those who are in formal employment are saving and investing, you need to do that and even do it better than they do, because for you, yours is irregular. What we are talking about here is, since you have already told us that when you get one, you don't know when the next one is going to come, then how can you work on your essentials, the needs that are mandatory, that are there recurrent? So we are talking about you taking the excess income and investing it, maybe in some form of passive income that can be able to cover these needs. For instance, if you are able to get into real estate, you are able to build a house, you are able, all those things that you can do passively, then you are sure that money is coming on a monthly basis and it's going to cater for your essential needs, so that the month that you do not have any gig, you can still be able to pay your expenses. So that is going to be very key. But then you don't stop there, because that is just going to make you have a stress-free life. You know, when you can be able to pay your bills, that means you're stress-free. Come end month, you're not worried about that. But we are all talking about, in my daily duty, daily job line, we talk about financial independence, financial stability. Your key goal should be to be financially stable. So as you continue investing in to get passive income, you should also go on until it is beyond your essential needs. That way, you are getting towards the point of stability.
Wow. So what I'm hearing you telling us, Evelyn, is that even when I have gone from formal employment to informal employment, there's still a chance and an opportunity that I could invest into a passive income.
Yes, Mercy. Mhm.
Excellent. And you've given us examples of some of this passive income. And so if you have been laid off and you probably have a lump sum pay in your bank account right now, and you're wondering what to do with it, what Evelyn is advising that you could consider doing is that maybe this is the time to invest in that house that you have been looking at, that you have been postponing, that you have been deferring. Because when you have that house, one, if you already have an existing one, it means that you can use that additional one for rentals, and you can be able to rent it out, and that will give you the passive income. If you have not been in a house, then it means you cut off the demand that you need to be paying rent. And we know we have had conversations. Most of us have even been appealing to government and saying, why aren't we hearing a reprieve from the landlords to the tenants? And this is the reason why, because government cannot interfere in private people's businesses. If you're a landlord or if you're a tenant, the best advice we're getting at this time is sit down, look for your landlord, have a conversation one-on-one with them. It's not going to come through a government directive, because government cannot interfere with people's businesses. They cannot go and tell KCB or any other bank for that matter on how to run their business. Yeah. So why should they be telling landlords how to run their business? But we know banks have been having conversations with their clients on how to defer loan repayment or create new payment terms. And it's the same concept. Evelyn is in the SACCO industry, and she will tell you her clients have gone back to her to review and to negotiate new repayment plans given the new status that they might be finding themselves in, either with a reduced pay or without a job. So similarly, we can do the same thing in our situation. So after the passive income, there's something you had mentioned to me about downgrading our lifestyle. Could you give us a little bit more insight on this one, Evelyn?
Thank you, Mercy. Yes, we call it elective downgrading of your lifestyle. Elective. Do not let life force you to downgrade your lifestyle. What we're talking about here is, now I'm out of employment. What are those extras that I used to do that I can do without? What can I lower without appearing to suffer? Don't wait until the point that your money is, your savings are completely depleted. That's when you say, now I've moved from here to there. If my children were going to a certain school, courtesy of the fact that I was working, probably the employer was even paying their school fees. I have to ask myself, without that job, can they still be able to go to this school? Can I go to another school relatively good, but still a little cheaper, so that I do not have essentials which are very expensive? If I used to go to this hospital, and I know, like we all do, that most doctors are the same in all those hospitals. They move from hospital to hospital. Can I go to another hospital? If I used to go to this high-class gym, can I go to another gym, or can I do the gym behind my house or in my bedroom? So look for the things that you can be able to downgrade on, but just remember it's not forever. Downgrading currently is going to give you an opportunity to settle down, to invest that money. And once that money starts giving you returns, you will take back your life to where you want it to be. We have not said that by going into informal employment, it automatically means you live like a pauper. No, I do not believe in living like a pauper.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Evelyn, for that. Um, so the downgrading of our lifestyle is a temporary measure that we would be taking into account to help us navigate the season that we're in. And it is just that, a season. It's not going to last forever. And my mentor, John Maxwell, likes to tell us that a crisis is a season. And in a crisis, we also find opportunities that lie in there. I would like you to speak to anyone who might be finding themselves in this place, because sometimes you get removed out of a comfort zone to some discomfort, so that you can discover in you that which you have been procrastinating over, or maybe this is the nudge to get you doing that something that you have delayed or have not been wanting to take a step of faith to move into. What would you say to those of us in that space?
We have a lot of time now, Mercy. People have been sitting home. You can see a lot of webinars out. There are classes people are taking. And now, more than ever, everybody is coming up with very good classes, because we are getting to learn more. And they're cheaper because they're virtual classes. If you've been tight, you've been going to the office and you've been staying for so long that you do not have time, and you've been procrastinating finishing that course or starting off that course, this is the time. We are lucky we are in the online era where anything can be sold online. People have gone online. And of course, you've been seeing a lot about even those who've turned their Ubers. You're seeing them along Windsor, around Windsor area. Everybody, Kenyans are very innovative. People are, you only need to sit, listen to yourself. You've already planned yourself. You've known your essentials. You have come out from your that corner where you were your pity corner, and now you need to move on. Listen to what you've always wanted to do. Do not procrastinate. Don't say, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Start today. and you'll be shocked at how much time you have wasted.
Yes. Thank you, Evelyn, for reminding us about getting started today. In my last video, I did talk about the law of diminishing intent. And in case you missed it, the law of diminishing intent basically states that the longer you procrastinate or the longer you delay to do something that you're supposed to be doing now, the higher the chances are that you will never get around to doing it. So maybe this situation, this circumstance you're finding yourself in, you have been laid off a job, or you are experiencing a fallow period, or a temporary loss of employment. This could be your nudge to get you started in that which you have been procrastinating over. So, Evelyn, as we draw to the end of our conversation, I would like you to speak to those of us who are still lucky. We're still lucky. We're in that contractual engagement with our employers. We still have a job. What advice would you give us, so that in the event that we find ourselves, and God forbid this may not happen, but we have to be realistic, because we're hearing COVID-19, we still do not know the end of it. We've already started seeing new infections, or phase 2 in some of the countries that had declared themselves to be COVID-free. We're seeing the disease recurring again. So we still don't know how long this stretch is going for. So if I have a job, what advice would you give me, so that in the event that I don't have that formal engagement anymore, how will I be prepared to survive the days ahead?
Thank you, Mercy. The first thing, start saving. I will talk from the circle point of view. Start saving right from today if you've not been saving. Build your passive income. From savings, like if you save in the circle, you are able to take a loan when you're still working and repay it, so that you can be able to invest it somewhere where you can get passive income. All circles are here out here waiting for you to start doing that. But you must stay focused. We know that majority of the people are not able to save because they are not focused. Thanks to the circle rules and regulations, because it has to be consistent. You have to do it on a monthly basis. So you have to be consistent, you have to be disciplined. Even those who are in work, you can still, we said you can still save and then be able to invest. You have to live within your means. As Dave Ramsey also says, we buy the things we don't need with the money we don't have to impress the people we don't like. So live within your means, buy what is important. Remember, we have seen it work out with the other people. You've seen your friends who've been laid off. You've seen your siblings who are now without a job. This is the time for you to remember that you need to live within your means. As we had said, you're supposed to keep records of your expenditures. And as your aim and your goal is to be able to build passive income in whichever direction you want to go to, you have to always stop and review. Where am I at? Am I at where I wanted to be? What are my investments like? Review and rebalance your investment portfolios regularly. Keep checking, what did I put my money in? Am I okay with this? And then keep seeking advice. Seek advice from financial experts. Talk to somebody. Get an accountability partner. I have an accountability partner. I have several accountability partners who are friends. Even my young son is my accountability partner. Mom, you said you're going to do this. You have not done it. So don't walk it alone, walk it with people, but the end of it, please build passive income. It's from this income that we are a social community. We are able to help each other. Remember right now, many of us those who are out of job are also knocking your doors. They are your friends. They are people who need something. You're not going to let them go without any, food when you have something. Yes, Mercy.
Thank you so much for those golden nuggets that you have shared with us. I would just like to run a quick summary so that we can be able to hold on to them, reflect upon them, and be able to act on them. Again, my mentor, John Maxwell, likes to remind us that when you hear something, act on it. And the ACT actually has an acronym. And the acronym stands for A. What is it that from this conversation today that you have had, what can you apply? Is there one thing, even just one thing, that you can apply from what you've had Evelyn sharing with us today? The C, what's the one thing? Again, just one thing can you change? And you'll be amazed to see at the difference it will make on you. And the T, what's the one thing that you can teach somebody else? We all have relatives, we all have friends. We are not living in an island, and we know somebody who has been affected by the economic downturn that we're seeing. So can you go and teach them one thing? Better still, could you share this video with them and have them listen to it for themselves? Because again, what we hear is very different. There's a difference between hearing and listening. What you hear is how we understand it, and the listening is how we connect to what we hear. So share with them and help them and help to change somebody's life, help to motivate somebody, and help to impact and make a difference in somebody's life. And so the steps I'd like to summarize for us is that, one, could you make an analysis of your expenses? And as you break down this analysis, be able to distinguish what is your non-essential and essential expenditure. Number two, you need to shift to a time of planning. If you have been planning a monthly budget because of your regular income, you now need to shift to an annual budget. And you need to be able to look at the cash outlay you have in front of you and plan and figure out how can you stretch it to serve you for 12 months. And number three, if you have been lucky enough to be declared redundant and you have a lump sum of money sitting in your bank account, instead of leaving it there, you can make a consideration right now to go and invest it into something that will yield you a passive income. And think about it, the opportunities are there. You just need to look for them and you find them. Again, my mentor says, if you're a student, when the student is ready, the teacher shows up. So if you're ready to make the investment, I am sure you'll be able to find it and connect with it. And then we have concluded the conversation. Evelyn has shared with us some bold tips that if you're still lucky to be in a formal engagement and you're still getting your monthly pay, consider start building your passive income now. You don't have to wait until it is too late. So start now, but keep the focus. Secondly, be consistent and keep the discipline. If you can begin to cut down on unnecessary expenditure, this is the best time to do it. Thirdly, she has reminded us of the quote by Dave Ramsey and how often we do this so many times. We go buying things that we don't need with money that we don't have to impress people that we don't like. We want to be like the Jonases, yeah? Can we stop doing that? This is not the time. And thankfully, because of COVID-19, we don't even have those social gatherings where we're going to and we're comparing, I'm checking out Evelyn and saying, oh, Evelyn got herself a new dress. Oh, that new hairdo that Evelyn has, even me, I want it. So thankfully, we're in our homes, so we can be able to contain this very well. And let's work on that. And then fourthly, you need to review and balance your investment portfolio. If you are lucky to belong to a circle, maybe some of you even belong to the circle that Evelyn is working with, Go talk to them and help them. This is their expertise. Speak with them, and you'll be amazed at how they will help you replan and rebalance that portfolio that you're looking at. And then last but not least, they are financial experts and they exist there, whether it's from your bank, whether it's from your circle, whether it's a friend who's been in the financial field for a long time. I'm grateful I have Evelyn in my circle of friends. I can reach out to her and she'll be able to give me some or become my sounding board if I need some financial advice. So thank you so much for joining us today. We hope that the nuggets we have shared with you are going to be useful to you. And before I say goodbye to you, I'm going to ask Evelyn to give us, could you share with us some last words for our listeners today?
Thank you all for listening. And we want to see a difference. We want to make a difference. This COVID has been a lesson to us. It has taught us that we don't know what comes tomorrow. So take advantage, take the opportunity you have, make the best out of it so that we can have a better tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Evelyn. Again, we value your time and for taking the opportunity to spend sharing with our viewers. And I want to encourage you, if you're looking for help, you're going to see a contact number scrolling on the video. Please reach out to us and we'll be happy to engage with you. What we do is basically to work with individuals and organizations from where they are to where they want to get to. So please contact us. We'll be happy to engage with you, whether it's on a coaching journey, whether it's beginning to define the path that you need to take. Maybe there is, you have a bag as an entrepreneur and you've never gotten started on it. Please talk to us and we'll be happy to begin working with you and sharing some insights with you on how you could still make this crisis become an opportunity for you. Thank you, and we invite you to join us in our next series, what we're calling Leadership Leveled Up. We want you to level up your leadership. So thank you, and join us in the next one. Thank you, Evelyn, once again, and goodbye, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you, Mercy.